So absolutely honored. But to stay true to myself, I also long for the day when women are not singled out. And it does pain me when we are typecast to say woman CEO, because there's nothing like a man CEO. But one has to start somewhere. It used to pain me a lot when women directors were mandated onto boards. This was a few years ago, but now I think it's no longer people are not no longer asking as to why is that required now. For example, I sit on Tata Power board, and there are two independent women directors when actually you just need one. So increasingly, it's making eminent business sense, because that's really what is sustainable for the pull to be there. So my younger self had, very much vehemently was against that idea of mandating anything. But my older self, I think I do realize that one has to start somewhere. So same thing while receiving the award as to the woman tag. It is the ability to change things, to drive outcomes, if I were to summarize that. But I also remember Spider-Man when my son used to be young, with so power goes hand in hand with responsibility. The first one is what every working woman goes through in terms of the conundrum of managing a young child. This was back in time when I was at WNS, and we were part of listing, and I was leading listing the company on the NYSE, which is a fairly difficult ask. And I used to I mean, my son was very small at that time, maybe a couple of years old, and I realized I was hardly seeing him. And my office at that time was in Godrej Complex in Vikhroli, and I was living at Sion. I don't know whether you guys are from Mumbai, but it's quite a distance, and I used to drive. And so I used to come home just to have dinner with him, put him to bed, and then I used to drive back to work and be there till about 2 a.m. in the morning. It was tough in the sense that it was physically tough, but I found a solution to it. And thereafter, when I asked for some little bit of work-life balance, in the sense that, to say that, can I at least, have dinner with my son and then I can work later, as expected with a male boss, he panicked and got someone else on top. And it didn't really bother me, because at that point in time, I wanted to focus on my kid, and I said, fine, whatever. And down the line, it didn't work out, and the boss left, and I was reinstated. So these are in the whole scheme of thing of one's career, 30-40 year career. I tell young women, it doesn't really matter. You can't fight all battles all the time. You need to be very clear as to, at this point in time, what is important, and other things can take a little bit of backseat, and then you can again accelerate forward when things are no longer an issue. So that was one on the personal front. On the second front was from the business front. When this is at HDFC Life, when we used to be about number 6, 7th in terms of ranking in the private space, and then big regulatory changes happened, and the industry went through enormous turmoil. But it was at that point when we had to have a balance of what HDFC as a brand is known for, which is trust, transparency, accountability. But at the same time, to be able to have the agility to have a paradigm shift in terms of embracing digital. So the entire company and the way of thinking underwent change. And with any significant change, there are challenges. Wherein at HDFC Life, like I mentioned, what is our margins went down because of these regulatory changes. It went down from something like 25-26% to low single digits. And I had joined this company with a view to doing an IPO of this company. This was in the year 2008, and then Lehman crisis happened. So it was one roller coaster after the other. So the success that one sees today wasn't as visible to us in 2008, 9, 10. The younger me, I would definitely have picked up a sport. It can even be just as much as, just in terms of being able to run. As far as women are concerned, I would certainly say that to treat this as a marathon and not a sprint. I would say that you can have, from my example, you can have your cake and eat it too. You can have a great career, you can have a great family, you can look after your parents. if you want everything, you want the corner office by the time you're 40, you want XYZ, you get very upset when somebody has been fast track for promotion and you have not been. It's okay, because if you're talking 30, 35, 40 years of career, how does it matter if you get there 3-4 years later, as long as you get there? And that's my point. And I do advise women that they should have something called, what I call as a um, brownie bank. So you create brownie points in the organization before you need it. So when you're single and you're young and you're working hard, don't leave that organization, because that organization has started recognizing you as a high performer. Start early. That really has to be emphasized. Even the first job, um, having a reasonable clarity in terms of your long-term versus short-term goals, because that becomes important in terms of deciding the horizon of your payments. Some things wherein what is the liquidity that you require with different payments. That is one. Second is, what are must-have expenses versus discretionary good to have expenses, because your must-have expenses have to be covered, and insurance is perhaps one of those risk transfers wherein you must have. So things like looking after your immediate family, your health needs, these are, in my view, must have. Your retirement corpus, all of that can be transferred to an insurance company. So I would urge people to do that, and have, spend a few hours on a weekend thinking through these aspects. That becomes important. Diversification becomes very important than all eggs in one basket. I would not follow here and now euphoria on social media or some other platforms just because everybody is doing something. I would not invest any significant amounts of money without my own research. Um, I would not invest in instruments that I don't understand. Discipline is the other one. So there has to be, when as soon as your salary comes in or whatever business income comes in, before anything else, X percentage that you've thought, it could be 10%, it could be 30%, or anything in between. That has to go out of your bank account into some other bank account before you decide what you want to do. But it has to go out, because mentally we all think in different pockets of needs. For me now, I talked to you about sports, but now at least I walk/run every day, or at least maybe 4 times a week, if not 5 times a week, and often with my husband, or music blaring if he is not there, or I listen to a podcast. And often it is to do with nothing about work. I try not to listen to podcasts that have anything to do with the BFSI sector or finance, or I listen to random stuff like Bollywood some stories. I also binge on Netflix, so or any of the other OTT. That also is there. So it's a combination of all of this. Trying to Swimming is another aspect, wherein of course not so much because of COVID, but now slowly opening up. I find it a very wholesome sport, because it's both mental, physical, the beauty of water, all of that. So these are some of the aspects, and of course, then spending time with family, that's a given. Both my husband and son are excellent cooks, and I'm a lousy cook. So they cook for me, and I eat. So it's a great. I could not have wished for anything better. So I put my feet up on a Friday night, and these boys are cooking for me, and so I'm watching something on OTT. It's a happy space. A cousin of mine who's a doctor, she has an organization. She's part of an organization called Mumbai Dhadkan. And there was a period in Mumbai wherein doctors did not have enough PPE kits. I mean, today it feels like a little bit distant memory, but when we were in the thick of the first wave, doctors didn't have food. They were, because of their PPE kit and all that, they could not go to the loo. They could not, there were no food breaks. But at least to give them something as a snack for people right out there in terms of administering COVID relief. So that's something that I helped out in my personal capacity. And second is, my son is part of again, a CSR activity right from when he was in college, called Million Meals Mission. So these kids have taken an oath to feed 1 million people, basically eradicating poverty, and started off in the US. And so they've tied up with Gurudwara so that as part of Langar, but to be able to, everything requires money. So how does one raise money for that? So both in terms of advising some of these young kids on, they had the intention, but how do they formalize some of these things? How can they get some of these approvals? How can they do digital marketing? So listening to them, being supportive as well as contributing. So these two were very much in during the COVID time.